I'm so glad that all of you are here, and it seems like what we can do is introduce ourselves so that we can get to know each other a little bit before we spend some time together learning about our new machines. I'm Julie. I've worked for the Benedicts for about 10 years. Eileen here is a new employee. She's also an Innova owner. She was one of the first people to buy an Innova from us.
So I've been quilting for a long time and wanted to have a long arm, and so I was really happy to get it 3 years ago.
I'm Susan. I have named my business Sweet Peace Quilting Service, and I've had it for a year. Is it about a year now?
I'm Brenda. I had a Gambo for 5 years. I didn't like the maintenance on it, like having to oil it in 6-7 spots. I found there's pluses and minuses on both machines, but I do like the Innova better.
I'm Margaret, and I started with the Gamble Classic Plus back in 2002, and Clarence came and took my Gamble apart and hauled it down to Oxford, and I sold it and got an A1 in 2008. And the Gamble is just a heavier machine. So I went with the A1, which is a little bit lighter machine. But there's also some drawbacks about the A1. So I'd kind of been toying with the idea of an Innova, and Louise and I came 3 weeks ago, and here we are. Louise had an A1 as well, and we brought them in to be serviced. And I ordered a 22-inch without the computer. I'm not ready for that yet, I don't think.
I'm Louise. This will be my third machine. I actually started with the Prodigy, then moved to the A1, and well, like Margaret said when we came 3 weeks ago, I had no intention of none. And my A1 has just given me enough grief that I was like, okay, I'm done. And when I want to quilt, I just want to go downstairs and quilt, and I don't want to fight with the machine.
It's a well-made machine.
It is.
It's made to use.
Built to quilt.
Built. I like that. Yeah.
You have a folder in front of you that has a little agenda for the day of things that we want to cover. We usually work for like about an hour or so and then take a little break and then have a lunch break between 12 and 1. The second portion of the day is optional. Like you can, if you want to learn about autopilot, by all means stay because we're going to be spending a couple hours on autopilot. Talk about some technical aspects of quilting first and getting started. We're so happy that this little bottle of oil probably lasts you a lifetime. The machine only takes 1 drop of oil a day, or if you have the older style bobbin case that's all silver on the inside, I should say hook assembly, it's not the bobbin case, then you would put a drop in every time you change the bobbin. Usually people kind of like to come up and look right at the space. We actually cleaned this one out yesterday really well. If you rotate the take up lever with this knob, all you have to do to make that work is push it in, because it's a safety feature. If you don't push it in, it won't go up and out. But you want to rotate it till you can see that there's 3 little holes or 3 notches on the side. See how right there there's little notches? Brenda's, yours will look like 3 little holes.
That did change.
That is different, isn't it? Yeah. And you put the oil at the top of those 3 little notches or holes.
Okay.
At the top. It is going to migrate a little bit. That it might be getting some of the oil to where it's supposed to be if you don't put it in the right place, but just to make the hook last forever.
1 drop.
Just 1 drop. But this is a lamb's wool cleaner that we sell that is pretty nice too. That it just makes the dust kind of
That gets up where the
suck to it,
bobbin
and
is
it
too.
doesn't fly around. It gets
That's awesome.
collected on here. There's 2 encoders for like the x-axis and the y-axis of when you're moving, and one is located on the carriage.
Okay.
It's not greasy because the machine is so clean, But if
Dust
it's this
particles.
morning, I think I just actually wiped it off with my fingers. That if you notice that your stitch regulator isn't doing its job perfectly, like you're getting a big stitch once in a while, that's probably because one of your encoders is dirty. So go ahead and take like a cotton swab, which I don't have right now, but just clean that off here.
Those oil bottles are really nice if you have a featherweight for oil.
Oh yeah.
My mom wants
Because there's
one of
about-
those for her regular machine.
Because there's about 50 places in a featherweight.
Oh really?
Yes.
Yeah, the little
Every
oiler
time you use it.
that you got with your machine is a little harder to use than this one, and this is like 325, I believe, and it has a retractable spout. While we're all standing
Yes, I
around the machine,
understand.
I'm just going to go over threading. It's not hard to thread at all. First thing, you want to make sure that your cone is directly below this thread guide. If this gets yanked to the side, it can affect the tension. This screw can be tightened down so that it's more sturdy. We've seen it happen that from the factory they don't seem like they're extremely tightened down. Maybe because they want to rotate it when it's in shipment. So you're going to go through all the guides from the back to the front. And from there, you're going to go underneath the handles. Our handles are nice that they're adjustable. So if it makes it easier for you to raise that up when you're threading, by all means do that. How about you use that, Julie? Could you use that? Sure. Yep. Now the good part. We have to go around this 2 3/4 times. It's a matter of going through the thread guide that's right before the rotary tension, and then go around once and make sure you get underneath this little check spring, and then around a second time, and then the third time that you come around, you're going to grab that little check spring. Now after that, we're going to the take up lever and going from the back to the top. I never know which ones are glued and which ones aren't. Anytime you have trouble with your machine, please don't hesitate to call us. We'd much rather walk you through what you need to do than have to backtrack if you fix something that's not broken. There's this thread guide that's right before the needle is crucial. It really helps guide the thread down into the groove that's on your needle so that it makes a nice stitch and you don't have very many thread breaks at all with this machine. And then I'm not doing anyway, you know how I put it in the needle.
I keep a little yellow Post-it note on my machine and I just hold
Stick
it
it under
behind
there?
the needle and you can see that hole just really clearly.
There's also a big screw right here, that hex screw that holds the head in place. And you can rotate the head if you need to change the foot. That'll be one reason why you do it. So you loosen this, and then use the lever on the side of the machine, hold that down, and then it'll lock into place up here. It can actually go 360 degrees. If you wanted it to be over there, you could.